right. Awesome. All right. That way anyone who's not here right now can maybe see it later. So yeah, like I said, this is a GEMS kit. Balance kit is kinesiology intro techniques. So that's the name of our basic class. So yeah, this is the one that me and Kasha wrote. And unfortunately, she said she was working all day, so she would try to get in here. But could I please record so that we had it? Because we've only taught the class once so far. So the more practice we can get just doing the balances and moving through the sheets and things, the better we get. So this is meant to be a foundational class. So people, by the time they're doing this balance, learned to muscle test yesterday morning. And we've gone through foundations of kinesiology techniques and then the like GEMS flow sort of format. Luna's here too. She's helping. So I do have my my manual here. There are some differences to the GEMS flow scan sheets, but similar formatting, which I only mentioned for the people who, have taken that. But
I mean, mostly the differences are that there's no touch for health content.
yeah,
So there are some places where this overlaps with touch for health, but anything that's explicitly touch for health, like those balances, are not included in this. So it's a different market. Yeah, just in case things you're going to use different words sometimes to explain things that maybe people have learned context. Also, you should make our video big. Just flip it to speaker view. For recording purposes.
recording purposes. Okay. Now
You may have to pin us.
yeah. Well, it should be us because it said speaker, but it's not. There we go. Okay.
Would you like me to assume the
Yes.
position? Okay.
Please. I've asked Mom if she would like a balance today.
I would like a balance today.
And she said yes. Thank God no one ever balances me ever.
I didn't quite say it like that, but okay.
She didn't say that, but
She thought it. Never mind.
okay. So we're starting this balance the same way we start most balances, which is with permission to test.
Yep.
And then finding an accurate indicator muscle. I will be using brachioradialis because it's convenient. Let's fill that, Lisa, in. Thank you so much. Okay. Just relax for a second. Lisa, a second, because I may as well. I'm just getting that. Yeah. Hi, Lisa. Okay, so we're just starting. I've just explained the balance we're doing, which is just a demonstration from the class that me and Kasha just wrote. So we just asked permission. We're going to find an indicator muscle. So just see what it's doing. I can do a physical challenge, which I'm just push to mush the muscle to make sure that it is in fact responding to me. I could do other pre-checks like a hydration test. So I can do a slight tug on the hair or a little scratch on the skin. And I could test for switching points, which I could do by touching the endpoints, not actually, of those, the switching points. And I could test for central meridian. So, which is locking both ways, which is fine with me.
Sorry, in my paradigm, that's what it's supposed to
Yep.
do. So sorry.
I'm fine with it going either way, as long as it is locking all the way up. I don't really care what it does all the way down, personally. Okay, so we've done our tree checks. So you could relax this for a second. Do you have a goal that you would like to work with today?
Well, I still have a little bit of that cough,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not used to anything like that lingering. It's a weird cough. It's in
I
the
know.
throat instead of the chest. So when you cough, you feel like you're choking.
Yeah.
It's
Here.
Yeah, it's not great. And I'm taking all the things and I definitely feel like I'm getting rid of it, but like a balance would probably be very helpful.
Okay. For the sake of this balance, can we form that into like an affirmation type goal? Or do you want to just do it as a body agenda?
We could just do it as a body agenda, because I'm pretty sure that's what the body would like to do.
Okay.
I'm thinking of things like I sleep all night without choking, but
Yeah.
that doesn't
Okay.
sound great.
So we can do, you can feel it, we're paying attention to it, we'll set that as the body agenda. Can you just think about it for a second and stress around it? Okay, so as I get my indicator change on the goal, I'm going to do my first stack. By moving my foot 2 inches apart. I am stacking properly in this demonstration. Hopefully you're able to see it on the camera. How stressful does this feel right now?
Oh, I mean, it's so much better. It's probably a 3 right now. Like, it's annoying.
Okay.
But I'm not dying.
Okay. And I don't know how much that number is going to change over the next half hour or whatever, but you can see how it feels. Okay. So we have our goal. And if we were looking at our GEMS flow chart, which we are, we have goal at the top. We've set that. We've brought that into our circuit. You'll notice I did move the circuit into my jaw when I moved and did the appropriate gesture. Okay, so now that we've got our goal in our circuit, we've got an assessment, then we can go ahead and just start moving through this flowchart. So we can start by asking where our first stress is that is related to this goal. So is that first stress in air, fire, earth, metal? Metal, structure, chemistry, metal chemistry. So I'm going to go ahead and flip to my metal chemistry page. Can I put this here? In my scan sheets. So I'm at metal chemistry. I can use my scan mode to go down the list. For the first couple, I will say them out loud. So we're looking at nutritional stress, toxicity, dehydration, microbial. I tried to pronounce like microbiome, but that's not it. Microbial. And we're looking at virus. We knew that, but bringing that in as our first stress here. So then I can ask, do we need more information about virus? And I'm not getting a change. So then I can use my more mode again to ask, do we need to bring another stress into this balance? And we do. So I'm going to come back up to the top of that page and ask what element is our next stress in. So is it in air, fire, structure, fire structure. I'm going to go ahead and flip to that page, my fire stress structure. I can use my scan mode to go down through these headings. We're looking at tissues, the arteries.
Do I not have blood again?
Nope. No blood.
I'm out of iron. Okay.
Okay. Great. You don't have blood again. Hate when that happens. Okay, so then I can ask, do we need more information about blood, the arteries? No change there. So we brought in the information that we needed. Is there another stress? Yep. So is that stress in air, fire, earth, metal? Metal structure, chemistry. Back to metal chemistry. Oops, that's water. Let's go over here. I'm just going to move down that list. Toxicity, external toxicity. So then I can ask, do I need more information? And I do. External toxicity, are we looking at something in the environment? Are we like
Like a pollen or something?
no? Is it in the air water.
Could you ask if it's metaphorical or if it's literal?
No, it's literal.
Okay.
It's mold. There we go. It's mold.
Um,
Have you been like clicking out?
well,
things?
okay, like they're tiling in the house down, and so
So
we
there's
had
like
to
pins
move
to add
everything.
and
Well, and so we had to move all the furniture and all of like any dust and stuff that was underneath things.
The dog
and yes,
hair.
the dog hair. Things have been moved into my room, which is usually like a clean zone.
Okay.
There's grow, like it's
okay, so it makes sense why that would be also
Yeah.
affecting your ability to get rid of this cough right now.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Do I need any more information about that? Nope, all of that was enough.
I've been coming up with dust and
Yeah.
so yeah.
That makes sense. It makes sense why it would come up under metal then, because we're looking at
Yeah.
what you're breathing in. Okay, we're gonna keep following that same flow. So we're going to go back up. Is there more stress? Yes. Which element is it in? We're looking at air, fire, earth, metal, water. Water structure, chemistry, emotion. Okay, so we've got an emotion coming up. I'm gonna flip over to my water emotion page. I'm gonna scan down my list. And it's one of the like metaphorical stresses, one of the affirmations that I've put in there. It's a release inherited lineage stress related to this issue.
Okay.
Does that make sense at all?
Not that I can think of easily, but
Okay. Okay, so we can acknowledge that there is some lineage stress
Sure.
here. Do I need more information about that? If I did, I could, because it's lineage, I could ask maybe which side or something like that. But it doesn't seem like I need more information on it right now. So then I can ask, is there another stress that needs to come up? And there is. So is that in air, fire, earth, metal? Metal, electrical. And we're looking at meridian wheel energy. And so then I've got some questions on these sheets. I've got some questions underneath that I can ask. So for instance, is it one of these specific meridians? We're looking at lung. That makes sense. Are we looking at a time of day? Not so much. Is lung having an issue giving or receiving energy? So lung does not have enough energy. Is it under energy? Okay. Do I need more information about that? And I do not. Okay. So, is there another stress? Is it an air, fire, earth? Structure, chemistry, earth chemistry. Dehydration showing up.
it's interesting.
It is interesting, but it's also showing up in earth. So I'm wondering, is it dehydration of a specific tissue? Is it of like muscle tissue?
Okay.
So that's normally how I do that. If dehydration comes up in water, usually then I assume it's overall. But if it shows up somewhere else, sometimes I ask whether it's within the tissue that is associated with that element.
Sure.
if I'm not sure. So do I need more information about that? No. So specific tissues.
Sure.
Is there more stress? Yes. Okay. In air, fire, earth, metal. I thought it was earth for a second. It was metal. Metal emotion this time. So going down my list of metal emotions. Control. What? So when an emotion comes up, this is where we could pull in our aspects, so we could ask if this is like self to self, self to others, others to self, self to situation. Gee, is there a situation that you
All of them. I work them all the time when
Yeah.
you ask.
is that stressful for you?
No, it's great.
You're doing fine. Okay,
Fine.
awesome. Do I need any more information about that? Nope. If I did, we could try to narrow it down to a specific one rather than all of them all the time. But it seems like we don't need to right now. So is there another stress to put into this circuit? And I'm no longer getting a change. Why are you laughing? Okay. The worst stress for the circuit, no. Do I have permission to correct? Okay, so I've got permissions to correct now. So what I'm going to do then is find my correction the exact same way I found my stresses. I'm going to ask which element is that correction in? Is it in air, fire, earth? An earth correction? Is it structural, chemical, emotional? That. You made a face.
It wasn't what I was expecting, but it is definitely what came up.
Okay, so I'm going over to my earth corrections pages now. So when you take this class, you get corresponding stress and correction pages that go together. So I'm just going to scan down that list the same way. And it's an affirmation. It's just I feel grounded and centered.
I feel grounded and centered.
Okay. Can I hold that way?
Mhm.
I don't know if that actually helps. Just wait. Maybe hold that with ESR in a combination with a different point. An acupoint.
Does it want tapping or something instead?
Is it from this class? Okay. I don't know what you don't want, but it's not from this class. Can I do ESR though? Will that help? I'm not gonna go searching through other classes. And also, can you lift your head up? I forgot it's not ESR in this class. We're doing frontal occipital holding in this class. And I said the other. I didn't. If I was not doing a demonstration, I would go figure out which points her body actually wanted. But that would require going into other classes right now, so we're gonna see if this helps, and then if there's another correction that the body would also like. How does feeling grounded and centered relate to this need to control the situations around you?
It's just at home doesn't feel particularly grounded and centered right now. There's like 100 people here every day working.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had a lot of like company and all of you guys, and it's all good. It's just there's
It's
like,
a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. Most of those are things that I cannot control, but I'm somehow responsible for.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. So we've done a correction. I can ask, do we need to do more of that correction? And I'm not getting an indicator change. So then I can ask, do we need more of a different correction? And we do. So where is the next correction? Is it in air, fire, earth, metal? Metal structure, chemistry. That makes sense, because some of our stresses were in there. So if I look at metal chemistry, and I go down that list, probiotics is coming up. Okay. Okay. You have probiotics, yeah?
I do, and it's one of, I haven't been taking them. I've been taking like oil of oregano and
Right.
an herbal cleanser. I'm drinking kombucha, but like I haven't taken a good probiotic yet.
Okay. Okay. Okay, is there another correction? No? Is there any more stress that needs to show up now that we've, cleared some of the stress in this circuit? No? Is there any more corrections? Anything else I need to know? Okay, do I have permissions to close the circuit? Okay, so if I've got permission to close circuit, then I can release anything that's been stacked. And we can come back. Can I ask us to rethink about the goal? So how the throat feels, how being sick is felt. And I'm going to just retest our goal while we're thinking about it. Up here. Okay. How does it feel thinking about it? I understand it's like a cough, so it might not feel different just yet, but
I don't feel physiologically different. However, it is useful for me to understand how some of these other things kind of like contributed to the stress ball.
yeah. Does the stress ball feel like it's able to release it all?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Am I done?
Thank you. Yeah, unless people have questions that require a person on the table. Thank you. Okay, and then if any people have questions that don't require a person on the table, now would be the time for those.
Gonna like sit in the official chair and
The official chair,
talk about your class or whatever.
ugh. Okay. Here, let's unpin this. Okay. No questions about the balance, about the class? Any feedback about the balance?
Oh, that was good. That was useful.
Yay.
That's the thing, right? It's remarkable in its simplicity. All of us here have seen a GEMS balance, all of us here have seen a Touch for Health balance, but this is something that you can get off the ground almost immediately with your class, right? So it is the essentials of usefulness.
The essentials of useful. That's actually our tagline for the class.
It's not a bad one. Could do worse.
Yeah, of course. Maybe using other modalities or other knowledge from other things, we could maybe dig deeper into some of those aspects. But for having learned how to muscle test the day before, this is, I think, it could be quite a profound balance for someone. So that's the hope. Okay. Well, if there aren't questions about it, I'm going to turn off the recording for now. Yes?
I have a question. Do you have different scan sheets for the different metals? Is that what you're doing?
The different elements.
Yeah.
Different elements. That's right. Sorry.
Yeah. So this is essentially what makes a GEMS class is this way of categorizing things into the elements and using the modes. And so I just flipped to a random one here. But for this class, I've got a sheet which says fire stress structure, fire stress chemistry, and I've got lists of things on there. So under structure, it's things like organs, posture, reactivity, the tissues. That's where we had blood and the vessels show up. So I'm able to very quickly, I've got these little tabs on here, so I can quickly flip to the correct element, and then I can just go down the list of the things that fall into that little category. And then there's lots of space here. So if I've got other modalities, other classes, other knowledge, I could go ahead and write them in, and then they could easily scan up during my GEMS balance as well.
Mhm.
And
Cool.
then there's exactly the same sheets for the corrections as well.
Mhm. So you have each element has its own correction sheet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there are
Cool.
some things that are on multiple. For instance, all the electrical corrections all have trace the meridian on it. But which
Mhm.
meridian you're tracing will be different depending which element you're in.
Mm.
Does that answer the question?
Yeah, thank you.
And Hannah, is this targeting like the people who've come straight from Touch for Health?
It's
Is that
mostly sorry?
Is that kind of the audience you're like trying to attract to, or is it people with other modalities as well?
This one is mostly for people who maybe have some kind of energy work behind them, but not necessarily muscle testing or not necessarily kinesiology. Now, I've heard that it might be quite useful for people coming out of Touch for Health, but that's what GEMS Flow was originally for. So this is sort of an adaptation of some of that information that does not rely on Touch for Health, so that anyone could take this one without needing that as a prerequisite. So, yeah, we've been talking about the kind of people who would be interested in this class, and to me, it's people who are like already doing massage or Reiki or something else. And are interested in something like some of the other GEMS classes or something like a SIPS class, or they've been working with a kinesiologist and they want to try it out, but maybe don't necessarily want to invest in the whole Touch for Health synthesis at that moment for whatever reason, because we've met people with all kinds of reasons for that not being the right choice for them. So this is an alternative path depending what people are trying to do. Obviously, it doesn't have the same information in depth as Touch for Health does because we're doing it in 2 days. So if people are interested in learning all the muscles and things like that, that's still a really great option. But yeah.
Are you teaching them stacking?
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Why do we teach people to stack when at this level with their mouth open?
Yeah.
Why don't we say just open your jaw and keep your lips closed? Just a thought.
I can feel that.
Yeah, I mean, my thought would be that it's just easier to see.
Yeah.
And we're teaching it as a mechanism at this level, not as best practice that you always have to use forever. It's getting a process
happening. The training wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same as teaching people, oh, your feet need to be 18 inches apart in order to hip stack. There's no reason for that whatsoever. The reason why we do the exaggerated mouth movement, the exaggerated hip movement is so that people can see it. And because it is an exaggerated movement that I wouldn't normally make. So I'm building a new neural net and pattern in my own brain that goes, oh, I'm stacking now. I'm not just moving my jaw a little bit or just wiggling my hip a little bit. Like I'm stacking.
Doing a thing.
But then once you've built that neural net, you don't necessarily need to make it a full thing.
Like there were a couple of times there where I knew I was stacking because I was on camera, but I kind of, instead of moving my feet like this, I just kind of did a little boop. Because it still works.
Learn the rules before you break them.
Yeah. And the reason we're teaching stacking like this in this class is so that someone could go into something like SIPS or another modality and have the skills that they would need for that class.
Awesome.
It's still expected that you can do that in other modalities, even though you don't need that for GEMS classes.
So
What
in
are you
this
calling it?
space-
Oh, I'm sorry. What are you calling this?
Oh, the class? Yeah, it's GEMS KIT. And KIT stands for Kinesiology Intro Techniques. And that's the class that me and Kasha just finished. Just finished writing and then editing. So, yeah. What were you saying?
Yeah, just that it's not replacing the other paths.
No.
So through the college, we're still going to be running Touch for Health classes. Like these guys are teaching a Touch for Health class at the end of the month. And people can still do Touch for Health and then GEMS Flow as a 1-day class to make their Touch for Health techniques work better and to find a way of moving through all of this stuff easily. But then for people that aren't planning on doing that and are just looking for a quick intro to muscle testing, you know, a quick prereq that's going to let them take a SIPS 1 class, whatever, then this will do it. And so it's just a slight variation that allows us to be more inclusive for more people, depending on what their goals are in the kinesiology world.
Well, because part of the vision for GEMS is to give people the classes that get them where they want to go, not just the classes that happen to be around them. So this is part of that goal, I think.
And you have a class in the schedule right now,
On
right?
March 14th and 15th, Kasha and I will be co-teaching our first public KIT class. Thanks. Thanks for the woo.
It's a big thing.
Yeah, we did a little beta run, but now we've done the edits from that, and yeah, got the next one in the calendar. Now we just have to figure out instructor training. So that'll be next.
I think this is really cool. Like, even someone who might take this might then want to take Touch for Health as well, because it's like, I remember doing GEMS Flow and like just loving it for the ability to put the information together. And I think if you do that first, even it might, you know, intrigue the want to know more about all of the things to be able to add the information to your sheets, right? Because I mean, I really enjoyed Touch for Health, but I remember getting to the end and feeling like, but how do I use this? Right. And that's where like the flow was super helpful. So to do it the other way around also kind of makes sense, you know? So yeah, it's great.
It's funny because Tarina said something very similar. She was able to help us with the beta run, and that's not something we had even thought about. Like we were kind of like, oh yeah, people could go take Touch for Health, but she was like, actually, this would be really helpful for some of our students to do first. Which I love because yeah, we're not teaching. We're teaching like 2 muscles in this class because we just don't. We're trying to teach how to muscle test. We don't have time to go through lots and lots of them. So if someone's really interested in that or in all of the associations between things and working with the meridians, and especially if you can work with the metaphors and things like that in there as well, there's a lot of depth that Touch for Health has in those things that we just don't in this one because it's a different purpose. So yeah, that's exciting to me because we've just know 2 people that have done that, and that's a group of people I hadn't really thought about.
You know, we haven't talked about it, but I think we could absolutely set it up that if somebody did KIT and then Touch for Health, we could give them the flow scan sheets. Yeah, without making them take the class, just because there are little variations and it would help put the Touch for Health techniques in.
Yeah.
So that's something we could absolutely do.
Yeah. No, I think there's a lot of fun things we can do here.
Yeah.
Thank you, Teresa.
And is it online or in person or both?
It will be online. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So this would actually give somebody the ability to start a practice in essence for
That's
this.
the hope. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea to be able to make it easy and affordable to start doing something and spread more people getting into the energy world. So
Yeah.
it's a great idea.
I mean, and especially for people who, we get a lot of people in something like Touch for Health where they're just looking to do something like for their kids or for their friends or whatever like that. And um 8 days of class sometimes isn't really what's the word I'm looking for? Feasible. Yeah. Just for that purpose. Some people want to do it and that's amazing. But yeah, having something where people could spend one weekend and like be able to help the person next to them was really important. So
Yeah, and again, I think Teresa, you said this that you can do this and then you can find yourself wanting more. And then, you can start going from there. But just to get yourself started, I think it's great.
yeah. Okay. I'm glad you like it. All right. I'm gonna turn off the recording then. And then we can keep chatting if anyone would like.